Hello everybody and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson, and today I have another one of those from propagation to planting in soil videos for you. And this time I have my beautiful Philodendron Golden Dragon that is now ready to be potted in soil. The first thing I want to mention about this plant is that the leaves are around about 2 inches long, but they're very thin, they're very fine, they're very delicate. And I don't want to allow these roots to get any longer than this in the water because they're turning into water roots that are very delicate, very fine, and can easily snap and break off later on, and also have a harder time for the plant to transition from water to soil. So I'm going to go and put this plant straight into soil now, so that all the roots that are already there can acclimatize much easier and quicker to the soil and start growing out the auxiliary roots and pushing out what this plant needs to support the leaves that are going on with it. It has one larger leaf, and when I say larger, this is a very small leaf compared to what this plant can get. The leaf is in a juvenile state, so you won't see the beautiful kind of forking structure that this leaf has. And also these leaves get a very lovely mottly golden variegation in the leaf as it matures, and this leaf at the moment doesn't have that, but that's all to come when this plant gets in the soil and starts growing into an adult plant. It has one leaf on the way out in sheath still, so that's really exciting and shows that there is new potential for this plant to carry on with its growth. So I'm just going to bring my little Philodendron Golden Dragon cutting up to the camera so that you can see what I'm talking about with regards to its roots. So there we have it. There you can see the roots. They're very fine. And at the bottom, that is not just one root. It's actually two roots that are stuck together right now because I've taken it out of the water. And there's also one at the top. And the roots are doing really well, but they're very fine. So I want to get this into soil because if it's going to produce thin roots like this, I'm afraid that when they get longer and I go to pot it in soil, that those roots will be easily damaged and snap off. So I want to go ahead and do it while the plant is in this phase of growing roots, because I think that's enough to support the plant, and then it will quickly grow out thicker, more robust roots in the soil. If we should look at the leaf for a second, there we go. The leaf is damaged. It was damaged in the postage when I got it. The main stem is snapped a little bit, but this leaf has been like this since I got the plant home, and that has been around 2 months. So the leaf is exactly the same. It's as green as it was. Nothing's happened to it. It's looking beautiful. And then I have this new leaf coming out at the bottom in its sheath, and that looks very healthy. Everything's green and viable. There's nothing wrong with this plant. We don't have to worry about perfection. This is perfection for me. Even the damage is perfection because it just shows that these things happen in life, and that is just the way it is. It's still a beautiful shape and a beautiful color, and the adult plants, from what I've seen from photos and videos, they are just beautiful. The leaves are beautiful, the shape. They look like dragons. So I understand why it's called Philodendron Golden Dragon when it gets the yellowing variegations in it and becomes this dragony shape. It's beautiful. So plenty of great plant going on here, no problem whatsoever, a very healthy fresh plant. So let's get on with planting. So I'll just put this cutting back in the water for a little second. If I can slide those roots in, they're so delicate, so I need to be careful. Just until I get my pot here full of soil, ready to plant that plant. So I need to move the cover pot that I'm going to be putting it in after to show you. Bring up my ready prepared soil. This is a good potting mix mixed with wood chunks, wood bark, big bits of wood bark, lots of perlite to create a very nice airy soil. You can make any kind of airy aroid soil, but these plants, they don't like to be bogged down or too wet in any way, so it's basically just about making the soil aerated. perlite is very good. Wood bark chunks are very good because they're a natural, beautiful way of your plant getting air and water being able to flow through the soil, and at the same time releasing nutrients to your plant that it needs, giving the plant a natural and slow breakdown of the wood, releasing nutrients into the soil. It's a perfect way for helping your plant to establish itself. So I've done all that, so I'm going to put a load of that into here in the bottom to start off. Oh, like this. And as I said, this plant hasn't got much roots, so I can put a decent amount in before I put it in. Because this time, I'm actually thinking the roots are so tender and thin that what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the soil in this pot to the height that I want it to be, which is here. And then remove this. And then I'm going to actually make a hole with my fingers. A good solid hole that goes all the way down in the middle of the soil. And compact it around the edge a little bit, because these roots, I need to get them to go directly down in the hole. And then I need to hold my plant up and fold in the soil around the edge where I want it to be. So fold it in and press down gently. That way I've made sure that the root is staying down. They were too thin, long roots, so I want them to stay straight and down in the soil and compact around so they don't get broken. So that's what I've done by holding it up and then placing in the soil, making a hole, and then compacting around the bottom of the plant. And that seems to have worked really well because this plant is happy and solid, just like that. And I know that the roots went straight down into the pot. And that actually went really quick and easy like that. Very good. If I tried to hold it and then put the soil around, it could have broken the roots. But this way I got to put them in and compact around much easier. So now I've only put the soil to the bottom of the stem where the roots start, not above. Keep the same level as your root nodes and the roots. If you compact too much up around the stems, you could cause suffocation and rot on the stem, and you will lose your leaves and your plant could rot through as bacteria, fungus get hold of it, and then it will be gone. So just like that, my new little shoot has plenty of space to grow out and to keep moisture in the soil, which is what these young plants always need. They're coming straight from water where they've had constant water to a soil, which is a completely different makeup, and it needs to be moist while the plant reorganizes and recreates new roots that are soil roots, perfect for being able to abstract all of the nutrients that the plant needs to grow healthy and strong. So I just want to show you the plant close up, and then we'll carry on with the next phase. So there's my beautiful plant in its pot. I have my leaf coming up here on another stem. So this is looking brilliant, good to go. I will give it a good watering through, and I know that this plant is going to take off and do well. Sending it my positive love and energy. I love it. Looks gorgeous. And it's been a joy. It's been a joy watching the roots come out. It's been a joy seeing this plant as a cutting from its mother plant is surviving and doing well. So I really want to boost the energy so it continues and becomes a beautiful adult plant. This is my beautiful Philodendron Golden Dragon that has been propagated and has been potted and become a young adult plant. And I couldn't be happier. And look inside the pot here, you can see the young stem that's coming up there with a new leaf, ready to carry on growing and look beautiful. It just looks wonderful in this pot. I'm so excited and I'm so happy. Now I've got myself another beautiful plant for my collection that I can't wait to see how it flushes out during the summer season this year. Now, if there are any care tips that I haven't mentioned or you'd like some more information, please write your questions or comments below. I'd love to hear that. If you have any suggestions or comments about how I should do things and what I should do, I'd love to hear that too. Every and any feedback is fantastic, it's positive, it's helpful, and it can be shared with me and anyone else that sees those comments. So thank you very much if you do so. And if you really enjoyed this video, I'm just very glad that you watched it and you got something out of it, because I do every time as well. I think you learn something new every time. So all I have to say now is thank you very much once again for watching Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be uploaded, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Goodbye.